Hey guys, so let's say you've been flying the PMDG 737 for a good long time, maybe a couple years, a few months. It came out in 2022, right? So if you've been flying it for some time, you're probably sort of familiar with it. And now with the release of the 777, okay, even though I'm a couple of weeks late, here are some things that you might want to be on the lookout for, some things to pay attention to, and certain quirks and differences that I've noticed in the transition from the 737 to the 777. So I'm basically completely new to the 777 before this, which means, well, you can get first-hand a first-hand look at some of the differences that I noticed and the things that I went through, right, in trying to learn this aircraft, which is actually pretty straightforward if you know the 737 well, because this aircraft is basically a big and more automated version of the 737. So if you're familiar with the Boeing FMC, the Boeing VNAV and LNAV logic, you'll be just fine, and it's a very easy aircraft to learn. Okay, so we're now here in the cold and dark panel state, which is not the default panel state, right? So same thing with the 737. When you first install the aircraft, you load in for the first time, you're going to get the loaded up panel state. Same thing through the CDU here, you can change the default panel state. I've basically made this cold and dark GPU with a few modifications. Okay, so panel state saving, everything is the same if you're familiar with PMDG products. So let's start powering up the aircraft. Now, if you want to do your electrical inspection, your, what if it's called? Is it called safety inspection? Or is it, yeah, you want to do that? You can go ahead and do that, wipers off, flap, alternate flap selector, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but right now I'm just going to skip straight to the electrical power up. So battery, okay, pretty much on the same side. And let's actually take a look at the overhead panel here. Right? So I'm going to click the battery on. You see that the overhead panel is very similar to the 737, right? Air conditioning, your bleed prioritization down here, pretty much the same position. Your EECs are up there, okay, similar position. Fuel is down here, okay. In the 737, it's over here, but yeah, it's just moved position, right? Your fuel pumps have moved over here. NTIs has moved slightly down to be over here. Lights or the front right, same thing, 737. Passenger signs as well, roughly in the same position. Your hydraulics have moved from somewhere here to here, okay, but pretty much the same position. Later we'll see that the hydraulic operation is a bit more finicky in the 777. You got a specific order to turn them on in. Window heats, roughly the same position, move slightly down. Emergency exit lights have moved from somewhere here to up here. Voice recorder, service interphone, kind of in the same position, okay. Yep. The electrical panel, okay, is roughly the same position. Yeah, your IFE passenger cabin util switch, your DRU is also at the top left, which is basically your IRS, okay, the same, it's the equivalent in the 777. Wipers down here, and well, a few other things. You got your camera lights, you got your master brightness switch, which we'll quickly go over later. So I've turned on the battery. You will probably realize that nothing really happened, right? You just get a few lights, brake source, some off lights over here. Nothing much has really happened, okay, which is different from the 737. So in order to really get stuff happening, you got to press this, okay? You got to get your external power connected. That's when the aircraft starts to come to life. Okay, and the first thing you probably notice is that the displays take a lot longer to power up the 777. I don't know the exact details why, the reasoning why behind, but I guess more complex systems, larger aircraft, draw more power, then it takes longer. Maybe they gotta run their self-test and stuff as well. Okay, so the first thing I always do is I always change the master brightness, okay, because by default when you power the aircraft up, for some reason the lights are just very bright. And we'll just not do anything for now, okay, because the aircraft is powering up. We'll go through the rest of the cockpit layout. Okay, later we'll hear some sounds, the speaker conducting its self-test, and that's when you know, okay, it's all ready, you can start. So, 737, okay, same thing, you got your displays, your PFD, your ND, okay, and we call this, right, the upper DU and the lower DU in the 737. Okay, which, I mean, it's pretty much, it's the same, it's still a display unit, but the nice thing, you got a 777, you got the ICAS, right? You got the ICAS, and you got a different system, synoptics, which are controlled to here. So this is a completely new panel that you won't see in the 737. Okay, operation of it is also fairly straightforward. I'll go through it slightly, just a bit more detail later. EFIS control panel, very similar, except that the cold and dark panel state, it's the VOR selector is set to off. Okay, you will probably want to bring it on, because the 737 by default it's up here. Okay, circuit breakers, well, they're not modeled, we're not going to touch them. Okay, you got your cargo temperature selection over here, just keep them on low. Okay, so if you want to simulate like you're carrying some important cargo, live animals, blah, you can turn this up to high. Actually, live animals allowed? Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, and also you notice that you got a third CDU here. Now this CDU is it's not, you can't access the FMC. Okay, there's no FMC connected here, so you just got your cabin interphone, which I don't think it really like works. I mean, you can call stuff, but there's not really a functionality over here. Okay, so just gonna end the call here. But okay, normally I do the FS actions. I access it through here. I'll bring down the outboard armrests, and we are sitting here in Singapore, right? It's a nice evening over here. Sun is probably about, let's see, okay, the time is not available yet. Okay, the clocks have not synced up, and you just heard that self-test being conducted. Okay, that means that we are ready to power the aircraft up. Okay, but I think it's roughly yes, roughly 10:40 so time, so sun will set about half an hour. So let's go to the FB, request data from Simbrief. So it's very similar, right, to your 737. Okay, just got a simple flight plan here around Singapore, very short circuit. So powering the aircraft up, rather pre-flight procedure. Okay, similar, you're going to turn on the anti-rule, which is basically aligning the RSS, the 737. You're going to turn these two, the IFE passenger, the cabin utilities, push buttons. You're going to push up to on position. In the 737, by default, the cold and dark panel state, you have it on now. Okay, so you're just going to push them on over here. And the nice thing about the 777 is that apart from pushing these two buttons here, you pretty much don't have to touch this the entire flight. Okay, if you're doing normal operations, like none of these buttons, just leave them in their positions as they are on, auto over here. It'll arm the emergency exit lights. Voice recorder, you can put it to on position, and same thing as the 737 window heat, turn it on. Okay, hydraulics, you want to leave them off. No smoking can probably come on. Lights set. Okay, we'll leave them as they are as default. Fuel pumps here, leave them off for now. Okay, we don't have to do any cargo fire tests, right? So the test is now up here instead of down here, the 737, right? 737, you just have most of your tests down here, and the discharge levers are down here, the 777, but the actual test is up here. But you don't have to do it. Okay, apparently this is a maintenance feature. ECs, you want to leave them norm. Okay, start selectors, start switches. Okay, norm. Fuel jettison pushed in, and of course guard close, right? You don't want to accidentally be dumping fuel, especially if you're going on some long haul. Okay, NTIs, leave them all auto. Okay, so the 777, 737 is either on or off, right? So 777 just everything on auto, which is a common theme you notice, right? Bleed air also. Wow, look at this. 4 auto lights, 2 on lights. Pressurization auto, auto. Trim air on, packed auto, auto. We're going to turn down the flight deck temperature because it is very hot now. Okay, 30 degrees. And how do you see what the cabin temp is? Using the synoptic page over here. So you go to air, come down here. Oh, 35 degrees, extremely hot. Let's start the APU. So APU is no longer here, it's over here now. Same thing, you just go start. Go. And where do you access the EGT and all that? The 737. Okay. Go to the stat page. And now it's probably a good time to take a look at this control panel over here, right? So you got basically 3 screens that you can control. Okay, control this, your left inboard, your lower center, which is this, and then your right inboard. You can control these 3 displays over here, and the one that you're controlling is basically the one that's lighted up. So if you press this, okay, you can control that, and same for the one on the right. And if you want to quickly go back to the nav, so let's say, oh, I want my navigation display back here, just switch it to nav, switch it back to MFD. Okay, you want to switch it back to MFD so that you can control it, because if you have it on nav, you can't select this anymore. Alright, and of course you can quickly switch PFD ICAS there. Basically your transfer display switches, which you have somewhere up here in the 737. Now they're down here. Alright, and this is probably something that you're not used to in the 737. You got your ICAS messages, right? So all these ICAS messages, it's good to go through them. Okay, so you know roughly what's happening, what's going on with your aircraft. Okay, by the way, now you can hear the pack sounds increasing, so air is being injected right from the APU. Okay, you see here, air is going straight to the left and right pack into the cabin. The temperature started to drop. Wonderful. Master temperature 21 degrees. So it's actually very nice, right? You got symptomatic pages over here, the 777 that you don't have in the 737. And as I was saying about these ICAS messages here, something that you don't have in the 737, okay, these basically tell you the state of the aircraft. So especially these white messages, you want to see this is basically what's going on now, right? So you got no smoking on, you got APU running, and these are basically things that are warning messages for you after the flight plan has been activated, executed. Okay, and you should have roughly 6, you should have exactly 6 ICAS messages, 6 amber ICAS messages, and once the aircraft is just before starting your engines, basically hydraulics, everything pressurized, you're going to have 2 ICAS messages, and after engine start, you're going to have 1 ICAS message, right? So that's what you can expect from the aircraft. Okay, so air is being cooled down, wonderful. So let's do the same thing that you want to do on the 737, traffic, airport terrain, traffic, airport terrain. Okay, we leave the GPU plugging in the aircraft now, right? So this saves a bit of load on the GPU as well. And let's initialize the flight plan. So you've got your EFIS control thing over here. So this thing allows you to control the EFIS. Okay, so EFIS means, right, this thing here, right, same thing as 737. So nice, you can dial in your minimums. So you're gonna dial in minimums. So let's say I'm gonna dial in minimums. Let's dial in 2, 1, 3, because we plan to land on 20 right later, right? So boom, same thing comes up here. Of course, you can also dial it over here. So how do you operate the minimums in the 777? Okay, at least the PMDG 777 is modeled differently from the 737. If you click once, okay, you click once, press click, 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 it increases by increments of 1. So you can do this click, 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 click. It basically helps you to tune. You take this, okay, and you pull it out like this, increases in increments of 10. Okay, so let's say I want to go down to 213. So what I'll do is I'll just bring it down to 210. So let's see how well I can do it, right? So bring it down to 210. Oh, okay, we completely missed it. Come back up there to 210, and then click 1, 2, 3, boom, 213 set. Right, set both sides 213. And for the QNH, okay, so normally how I do it is I come here, flight information, the term request. Okay, TIP stands for Terminal Weather Information for Pilots. Okay, I mean it's very nice, right? Normally I would, if I'm flying on that sim, I'll just pull up the pilot client and then go .wx ICAO airport code. But here, you can do it from here, which is nice. So let's go ski Triple Sierra. Let's do an automatic update, and let's get it from PMDG service. Send it and set. Hey, by the way, EFIS control. You want to get rid of this, right? You want to turn it off. If not, your control panel here is basically dead, okay, which you don't want that to be. So just turn it off once you're done setting it here. It's all back to normal. And it's good practice to train yourself whenever you hear the ding, the chime just now, right? That basically means there's some message for you to see. So just come down here, look for the dot. So the dot is basically the new message, right? So you see .atc. Okay, okay, there's some ATC message for you. So sometimes you got .fmc, .cabin ready. These are new messages that you should pay attention to. So here we got the meta over here, current meta, so 1709 knots, good visibility, temperature 30 degrees, connection 1007. The same thing for setting the QNH, same logic as well, hold it down, go to 10, and click 3 times. Okay. Oops, that was a bit too much. 1, 2, 3. There you go, 1013 cents. Oh, my goodness, it's 1007. 1007. Okay, cancel that. So these 3 buttons here, okay, basically you can cancel whatever message comes up here. ATC message, accept the clearance. Okay, let's say you got a clearance or get instruction, accept it. Cancel it, which will delete it from your upper DU here, or you can check maybe with some ATC instructions. So you can cancel it for now, and boom, a new message comes up. That's why it's important to regularly cancel messages, because you never know whether you have a second message coming behind this. Now we've got a tab. Okay, we don't really care about that, right? Because it's very, well, we are in the moment, okay? We don't need to forecast. Alright, so let's start setting the aircraft up. Enter inertial position. Okay. Yep, so same thing as the 737, right? This page probably looks very familiar to you except for this. I'm going to clear that for now. So I'm going to check all this. Active nav database. So pause it. Now in the 737 you go next page and then you pull the GPS left, right. So very nice, they've already done it for you. GPS position straight here. Okay, it's set. And boom, the DU has aligned, okay, because we've let it align for a couple minutes. Just now we're on the ground. Let's go Whiskey Triple Sierra. Okay, to Whiskey Triple Sierra. Flight number Singapore 8877. Runway 20 center, we are departing off today. And our routing will be to St. John. Okay, to St. John VRDV. So one thing you probably will notice, right, is that they don't tell you the name of the waypoint anymore. It's just the identifier, Sierra Juliet. Okay, so you don't know that it's actually St. John, which is, well, I mean, I did enjoy that feature in 737 because you can see, right, like what does Victor Tango Kilo and what is it actually, what is the name of the VOR, right? So like for example, LAM, they probably will spell out Melbourne, or Victor Tango Kilo, the Kong, the 737. But here, the 777, you just get the identifier. So if you want to know the full name, you're better off looking at your Simply flight plan, or Navigraph charts will have that thing. So in St. John, then we will go back. Then we'll go to Lelet. Right, so yep, Lelet. And then we will go to the Papa uniform VOR here. Yep, just this one here. Arrival to Singapore will be LS 20 right in knock transition. Okay, excellent. Okay, we'll leave the discontinuity there, no problem. So same thing in the 737, you go plan, range, you keep it 20, next page, step to the flight plan. Very, very simple. Okay, the FMC, most pages are pretty much exactly the same. If the same page exists in the 737, it's very simple. Just check, okay? So if not 3,500 feet above, okay, blah blah blah. We will assume that we've checked it, okay? Because yeah, it's gonna be the same. So just approach the SAP radio 146, SAP forwarding. Alright. So activate, execute. Activate, execute. Okay, which is the exact same thing that you do in the 777. Oh, sorry, the 737. Alright, and okay, let's say we are loading up some passengers, right? So now, one nice thing in the 777 is got your ground operations tab here, right? So the 737, you'd have used it, access it through the CDU, right? For your FS sections. Now, one thing I did realize, okay, that is a bit different in the 777, okay, is that it's not called ground operations anymore. Sorry, it's not called ground services anymore. It's called ground connections. And somehow over here, right, the vehicles kind of spawn instantly, and there's no option to go to the next page and do like real-time fueling boarding and all that. Yeah, you just don't have that option anymore. We'll see whether there's an update that implements it, but now you just gotta go to the payload page and uplift stuff manually yourself, which is an instant loading. Well, it would be nice if they implemented, but for now it's not implemented. Zero fuel weight 170.4 tons with pretty light today. They just carry a few passengers, right? So this is a very short flight. And the zero fuel weight has been set. Fuel wise, we will need a block fuel of let's take 15 tons today, so 1.5. That's nicely set. Okay, and let's go to cabin. Default, leave it on that page. That's the default page below. And you can do all your stuff here. So I'm just going to change the hex entry method to stairs. Okay, which actually from what I tested, right, this actually doesn't really do anything because I changed this to stairs. Okay, but when you do the automated ground ops and you set your turnaround time, right, they still connect stairs. Yeah, so even though this is selected to jetway, they still connect stairs. So personally, I don't really use this at all because it connects stairs when you have jetway, which is kind of weird. Okay, and normally I don't use this. I just load everything up to the CD and press actions. Okay, and I think there's a bit of a bug at the moment where if your target fuel is set in pounds, right? So if you got if you're ordering 15 tons, it will uplift 15,000 pounds of fuel, which is of course not ideal. Yeah, so just be aware of that. Yeah, this page probably isn't working as intended at the moment. Okay, but same door management. Okay, you can arm all your doors and stuff. So ground service vehicles, let's request the forward stairs. Okay, which is nice. And now I can show you what the so-called 6 ICAS messages you're looking for. Okay, so you're looking for hydraulic pressure system, left, center, right. Pause because hydraulics are off, right? Yeah. And basically when you see something here, right, you can come up here to your overhead panel and look for the amber lights. So amber lights indicate that something is like basically in its non-normal position. So it's basically the dark cockpit philosophy now, which most modern aircraft use anyway. So hydraulic pressure system, engine shutdown, the force engines are off, door entry, one left, TCAS off, brake source. So brake source means this light over here, okay, which you would expect because the brake accumulator pressure is pretty much flat because we don't have hydraulics. Okay, once you pressurize hydraulics, then these lights will go away. TCAS off, yes, it is off right now, and it will remain off until you go TA only or TARA. Okay, so this TCAS off here remains all the way until you enter the runway. And fuel pressure, engine left and right, yeah, because our fuel pumps are all off. You'll notice that there's no pressure light here because the APU has automatically sort of activated fuel pump. Yeah, okay, it's automatically drawing fuel from this side. So there you go. That's why the low pressure light isn't on. Okay, so this has been set up here. Let's go to init ref. Okay, and let's do should we do a permanent request? Let's do a permanent request. Okay, so you can hear the chime. So it's a good habit to be requesting it now. By the way, let's turn on the flight directives. And that's one thing you'll see that's quite different in the 737. Your flight mode annunciators are different. Okay, so chime, come down here. Okay, .fmc. Perfect and uplink, right? So okay, cruising level 190. I don't think I planned for 190. I planned for 150 instead. So I mean, we can just accept it for now and change it to 150. Postdeck 0. That is what I did. Put headlock fuel temp. Keep it at -37. Okay, cruise CG normally, right? It's good practice to change it to about what your actual CG might be. So 30 to 25 for more accurate fuel burn. This is more conservative because the more aft your CG is, cruise, the more fuel efficient your aircraft is. Okay, but whatever, we'll just use 7.5. It's a short flight, doesn't matter. Final reserve plus after that will be 8.2 days, so we'll put that in. and zero fuel weight 170.4 tons. So same thing with the 737. I'll just show you here, right? You can just click this and then you populate the value from the aircraft. Alright, so this is called permanent, okay? And then it's not called the N1 page anymore, it's called thrust limit, okay? Thrust limit page. And this is a bit different from your N1 limit page, right? You know, on the 737. So you notice certain things have changed. So it's no longer called thrust limit, no longer called N1 limit, it's called thrust limit. It's actually now spelled out as flight director instead of FD. And your takeoff, roll and pitch channels become activated the moment you turn your flight director on, even if you're sitting at the gate. So toga, which will remain all the way until you pass certain altitudes later in the climb. Okay, so for now, let's do the takeoff performance computation. Really, this is pretty much exactly the same as your 737. So let's say 20 center, take 4,000 meters. Okay, leave all this optimum. NTI is config, and leave it as off. Alright, try runway, yes, thank you very much. Hot weight here, so flaps 5, take off to flight capture 45, and very low speeds. So this is probably something that, I mean, this is even light for 737 now, right? But the 777, you're going on long haul, you're going to see very high V speeds, like you're going to see speeds like 160, 170 something, 180 something over here. Okay, so yeah, it does feel fast, but it won't feel that fast. It won't feel as fast as it does in the 737 if you're barreling down at 180 knots on the runway, because you're sitting much higher up in the 777. Okay, just take a look here. Let's get a bit further away so it doesn't sound that loud. Just take a look at how large this aircraft is. So the 737 is like the same diameter as large. It's an extremely large aircraft. Alright, so okay, let's set the speeds. Okay, normally you will, of course, you don't do the second computation here, but I can't be bothered. And also you can store the tablet, right? So I don't need the tablet anymore. So click that click spot here. Now there's also a click spot here you can use to bring the stuff here, but personally I don't really use it that much. I don't really like the idea of the hand there. I'll just swap my view. Okay, that's a click spot. There's another click spot up here, so just look for the scratch on the window. Now I can't see it right now, but I believe it's over here. Just find the click spot. Okay, so 293544 with takeoff to selected temperature 45, takeoff to selected temperature 45, and it must be keyed in this order, because if you put it like selected temperature, let's say you put it something here, and then you change this, boom, it deletes it. Okay, so you want that here. And yep, 90.1% N1, which is a very nice agreement there. Takeoff, flaps 5, 293544. Yeah, that's a perfect agreement with the performance too. Same thing as 737. We're gonna set the V2 speed, and okay, the QNH just changed to 1008. So let's set it here. So just click once. Oh, we haven't set this one here. My bad. Once, twice, and times. So this one, the setting is scroll wheel. Yeah, same thing as in the 737. It's only these two up here that changed. Cancel the message. Thank you very much. Okay, same thing. You set the V2 speed here. Now one thing I've noticed, right, is that if you do here and you scroll your mouse, it's one increment. But if you do here and you scroll, the increments still one. Sometimes it goes to 5. I don't really know what the conditions are for that happen, but sometimes it scrolls in increments of 5. It might be in a different build, whatever. Okay, 144. Over here, that's our V2 speed. Okay. CG 26.2. Okay. And now the 737, normally I automatically just set the trim, but you can't do that until the hydraulics are pressurized. So as part of your hydraulic pressurization flow, remember to set the trim down here as well. Okay, 5.25. which your indication is here. It's not here, you don't touch this at all. This is alternate pitch trim, so don't move this. It's the one here that you're looking for. Okay, and same thing, you go next page to get all this information. So 1000 feet acceleration and reduction here. And by the way, if you want to change this, in the 737 you can just press this button to select right. But in the 777, if you want to change speeds, you got to press this. Okay, and it's not wet. Don't key this in. You simply key in W. So you want to go wet speeds, just do this. Takeoff speeds meter. You're going to go back to dry, just /D. And go previous page. Okay, just put the speeds back in. Okay, and let's see what else is there to set up. Well, we can set up our things. Okay, so Singapore. Okay, that's one thing that's also been changed. You cannot put in runway 20 right anymore. Okay, actually, can you? Oh, you still can. All right. Okay, you still can. Okay, but there's another one that is a bit more convenient. You just put the airport ICAO code. You can still put in Romeo Whiskey 20 right, which is what you do with the 737. But now you put the ICAO code, it automatically slaps the points on the landing threshold runway. Okay. Yeah, which is pretty nice. I think on departure they won't put it on the departure runway, but because we're coming back to Singapore, it's automatically done this. And you got now route 2. So if you go to route 2, you'll see it's not initialized, it's nothing yet. Yeah. If you put something on route 2, you will see it appear in blue here. You want to go back to route 1, just press this. Okay. And you can do route copy. Copy complete, it just copies it over to route 2. And remember to go back to 1. Okay, and you got a VNAV button now. Okay, so the 737 you got climb, cruise, descent, right? So now everything is VNAV, you just press the next key. Very similar to the Horizon 787, if you are used to that. Okay, so econ, speed, and I believe this, I can't exactly recall if it exists in the 737, but you've got a nice speed restriction. Okay, so you can put in something like 230 or 1000, which is the speed restriction for all the SIDs in Singapore, but without flying a SID now, you won't need that. Yeah, but you can do that, okay, which is convenient, rather than having to speed events somewhere over there. And there you go, now the QNH has changed back on 007. Let's look at the type. So you want to look at the previous messages, go to your com page first of all, click on review, and click on flight report. Okay, so uplinks means uplinked to your aircraft. Downlinks means downlinked from your aircraft. So think of it as from your perspective. So uplink means hey, it came up to me. Downlink means it went down from me. Okay, so uplinks. So 1030 and 1100. Is this everything alright here? Okay, somehow this is showing. I don't really understand why that is showing. Didn't we look at the 1001? Why did that come up here? Well, perhaps I'm not really understanding something. I'm just going to use the 11001. Okay, yeah. It's a bit strange that this is happening. And by the way, if you want to blank this, just simply press the same key on the page that you're on. So I'm on the com page now. Press this, it goes away. Okay. Okay, and of course, you can cycle to the front with the electrical page. So you can see that, okay, APU gen is powering this now. Okay. And the primary external power is powering this. So the APU gen is still powering that now. If we click secondary external power, you will see that now the APU gen is no longer powering. So the APU secondary external power is now coming up. And just now you saw it's illuminated in blue, means that I guess it was plugged in and available now. Right. And there you go. Okay, or maybe this is the preferred power source. Okay, to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, you can see pretty nice things on the electrical page. Hydraulics, no, not pressurized, but the quantity you want it to be about 1, and pretty complicated text over here, but basically this tells you who is powering. Fuel page, pretty straightforward, and you can see now the APU is drawing fuel from the left tank. Okay. Air page, yeah, we went through just now. You can see, okay, nice. APU is providing air into the cabin, okay, which is a nice cool temperature. Maybe you want to turn up the aft temperature a bit. Door pages, okay. The one that I've chosen right now, okay, this is accurate to the Singapore Airlines aircraft. There, you don't have a door synoptic that will tell you whether the doors are armed or not. Yeah, it's just this, okay, it tells you whether it's open or not. So right now, this means entry 1 left is open, which is also reflected on the iCars here. So the door page here, okay, so this tells you your temperature. Same thing on the 737, it's a scale, right? So 0 is nothing at all. Above 5, you're going to start getting worried. Basically, when it becomes amber, you're going to start getting worried now, right? 10 is the max that you display. But then you now got a new thing, the tire pressure. So you got a tire pressure here. All looks fine to me. Flight controls, okay, hydraulics are not pressurized now, as you can see here in the amber. So basically nothing works. And yeah, you can get this your step trim and rudder trim. Flight control mode is normal, which is what you want it to be. Okay, this is supposed to be the camera button, but it's not. Same limitation. And you got your checklist. Now this is probably my favorite, okay, one of my favorite things. So no more having to reference an external checklist, okay, or the yoke or anything. You just press the checklist button, and also it automatically senses the stuff. So now parking brake is not set, right? So set parking brake, same thing. The 737. Hold down. Okay, for some reason, yeah, I guess hydraulics are not pressurized now. It's not gonna let me set that, but later we'll set the parking brake. You see, it automatically senses it. Okay, let's do the oxygen test. Same thing, right? You look for the yellow cross. Oxygen tested 100%. Flight instruments heading 203, 203. QNH 1008, set once, twice, 3 times, and 30 feet once, twice, 3 times. Okay, flight instruments check. Well, now's a good time to pressurize the hydraulics, and let's now also dim the displays a little bit. So I'm gonna dim them a little. Change control to the master brightness now. Very nice. Let's disconnect the ground power. So you want to see 2 avail lights here, which means that the APU gen is now supplying all the power, and you can move this power over here. Okay, what you're gonna do? Okay, got a new message here. So now it's the one from 1100. So, okay, we saw that already, so we're gonna cancel. So go back to ground operations. Let's release all the vehicles. So make sure you see request everything here, which means that everything has been released. Right, ground connections. You can go ahead and release the ground power. I don't need that anymore, and you can go ahead and, okay, don't remove the chocks yet because the parking brake is not set, right? Even though it says, okay, it doesn't say parking brakes yet, but you want to see 3 things. So you want to make sure that there's interlacer pressure, this thing is up, and you want to see the parking brakes and iCars message, which you're going to do now by pressurizing hydraulics. So you basically want to draw a C, okay, which starts from this thing. So just remember, you start here and you draw a C. So this one comes to auto, wait for the fault light to extinguish. These two come on. This comes on. Okay, fault light goes on these two. These two, sometimes the fault light remain on, sometimes it's off. Fuel pumps. And the reason why you want to do it in this order, right, is because you don't want fluid transfer between the left and right. Yeah. Technical reasons, but that's why. And the fuel pumps, 737, you got a specific fuel quantity that you want to look out for, right? Whether you want to turn on center pumps. 777, very easy. If there's no fuel in center message, these remain off. Alright, and now we can set the parking brake. See, okay, so see, parking brake is now levers up. There is brake pressure, brake source message is gone, and we have parking brake set. And you can see that the 6 iCars messages have dropped down to 2 now, which is what you want to see before pushing the aircraft back, or before engine startup. LNAV, VNAV can come out, should fly out to Singapore's 3,000 feet. So now you get increments of 1,000, and auto means increments of 100, like in the 737. Heading was set to 20. Okay, Yep, very nice. Okay, so no more dialing of the causes, no more frequency. It's all done in the nav radio page here. So it's automatically tuned the COM about 6.5 and 10.9 for the ILS 20 right approach. So we can tune in St. John. Okay, we can pre-select rather St. John, and let's put in Papa uniform as well. Okay, so there's some things you can do. So you can pre-select it, and then if you need to, just put it up there. Okay, but for now I don't need that. So M means manual, A means automatic, when then goes back to the COM. Okay, by the way, pre-flight checklist is complete. So you just need to read out anything that needs to be actually done. So the parking brake was automatically set. We don't need to read that out. Just press normal to go to the next one. Okay, that's really complete, right? So passengers, signs, both can come on. Okay, it's all nicely set. And let's get the aircraft prepared for pushback here. So to kind of pushback your parking, stand 206 now Changi Airport. Let's go. Let's see. 20 center with departing off, so probably a push facing north. Alright. Okay, let's connect the tug.
Cockpit to ground.
It's nice, it's connecting up now.
This is ground, stand by.
Okay, the departure briefing very simple, right? So departing off 20 right, go heading select. Okay, so first go heading select now. And yeah, go heading select. And just fly the heading, and then even though our flight plan says, we're going here, we'll just give ourselves radar vectors and come round from the west back to the ILS approach 20 right here. Alright, it's not a problem. I'm not going to do a full and complete brief because this is a very short circuit and I honestly can't be bothered, but very straightforward, very simple. Okay, and once you reach our cruising altitude of flight level 150, we go through some other stuff. So, 777. If you're running parking brake set, that's just sign stop. Engine shutdown, TCAS off. Let's give ourselves a random transponder code of, let's say 2227. Not 2246, yeah, 2246. Altitude plotting off. Okay, let's say we are tuned into here, monitoring. Okay, so in the in the current PMDG panel state, this is the HF, right? So you don't monitor this, you monitor these three here instead. So 1, 2, 3, and this. Okay, so let's say we are 122 decimal units. Why not, right? Why not? Even though we're not on that set. So the 122 decimal units and 121.5 gun frequency. Alright, and weather plus turbulence can be pre-selected down here, even though we don't turn on the weather radar. And alright, let's do the before start checklist. Before start checklist, flight deck door is closed and locked. MCP V2 144 heading 203 up to 3,000 feet. Takeoff speeds, does not check it. Takeoff speeds 2993544. 2993544, that is checked. CD pre-flight completed. Trip we got 5.25 hours, so there you go. Okay. I tend to forget setting the trip until this one. So now you can just set the trip now, 5.25. So there you go, now it's 5.25. Okay, trip 5.25 units and 0, 0. Taxi takeoff briefing completed. Okay, and let's say you got an out pushback clearance. Turn on the beacon. Before start checklist is complete. Okay, come back to the engine page here. Now, of course, you should have probably checked the oxygen, the hydraulics, the fuel oil quantity, but I have service-based failures off and safe fluids on exit, so yeah, it's all good here. Alright, let's prepare for pushback this. So start to push.
Cockpit to ground.
Okay, let's get some lighting over here. Who's gonna get dark shot?
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push.
So normally let's turn the display, the brightness fully down. And turn this up.
Parking brakes
So
are
look
released.
for the icons message to disappear. There you go. Parking brake is now released.
Push back. You can start the engines in sequence.
Okay, it's still
You
very
will start in the sequence.
okay. lapse timer. Still very bright. Okay, so normally what I do, right, because at night I don't turn this on. So at night normally what I do is I turn the displays fully down first. Okay, because if not it gets deafeningly bright. Okay, turn the displays down. You got your 6 display controls over here. Okay, this one a bit down. This one a bit down also. Okay, by the way, you can just click. Yeah, this is the fastest way versus scrolling. Scrolling can take a bit long. And then I do this, and then you have to flick this a little bit. Yeah, it's got to move it a little bit to like get it to recognize the state that it's in. Oh yeah, so, these need to come down as well. So this one just hold down the brightness. Okay, all 3 CDUs. And the standby ISFD, integrated standby flight speed. This one also move a little bit. It recognize the position that's in. Okay, let's say we're clear to start engines. Okay, so starting engine 777, wow, they're really straightforward. Just come up here, start, and run the fuel control switch. Okay, same thing, you monitor N2 oil pressure rising and N1. Okay, the fuel will start to get injected. Okay, you start to see fuel flow at about 34% N2 roughly, and then the start sequence is faster than the G. This one takes about
Okay, pushback
it's a
completed.
bit faster.
Please set your parking brake.
So got
Ground.
fuel flow.
You may disconnect.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, parking
Clear
brake
to
set.
disconnect.
Got EGT rising. Excellent. I'm gonna turn these a bit down. Oh, this is a bit overkill. Okay. Okay, there you go. Right engine is stable. Let's start the left engine now. So N2 all pressure, N1. So you can see, right, it's really very similar to the 7.3, except it's more automated. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, here I forgot to arm the auto brake. So auto brake selector comes to RTO. Okay, fuel flow, EGT. Okay, the tug is gone. We will pretend that he's given us the hand signal. Alright, the left engine is stable. So after start, close, very simple. APU off. Okay, if you have the dome light on, just turn it off after you receive the signal from the ground crew. Then you just simply go flaps. Okay, to whatever flap setting. Recall. So recall, you should have TCAS off. Okay, that's the one message that you should expect to see. By the way, auto brake RTO, ICAS message here, APU cool down, and then now you go flight controls and do your flight control check. Okay, so do this slowly. Now I'm gonna do it as smoothly as I possibly can, but because of unfortunately I don't have very good hardware, so there's a lot of noise in the controls. So you're gonna see the controls flying all the way. Yeah. So let's do a flight control checker. Pull up. I swear I don't have Parkinson's. Down and control. Full left. Full right. And the reason why you want to do it so slowly is because in real aircraft, right, if you do it too quickly, the aircraft actually shudder, right? Because yeah, the control subsystems are so big. They're gonna probably be shuddering in real life, how how unsmooth this is. Okay, and there you go, neutral. Flight control check completed. Okay, by the way, you can use this to also check whether you got a step trim setting there and rudder trim is 0. Alright, so it's a good idea always to view your ICAS messages, right? So passenger signs on, parking brake set, auto brake RTO, and you go down, as expected. Right, before taxi checklist, MTIs is auto, recall checked, flight controls check, and ground equipment left side clear, and yeah, clear right side. Not like we are on bad sim anyway, so there shouldn't be anything. Okay, and you can see it's automatically sensed and completed this for us. But let's close the checklist. So on the blank, the lower DU, same thing as on the 737, so that any abnormal indication book gets the thing gets popped up. Alright, ready for taxi. So your taxi straight ahead, Romeo 8, Romeo 5, Tango, Tango 20.20 center. Okay. And yes, one thing I forgot to do, right? Okay, so on pushback, okay, before the aircraft pushback, the different airline procedures and different stuff, but on Singapore Airlines, the cabin crew will make their own announcement to arm the doors and cross-check when the pushback starts. So you probably should have done that earlier. So the doors are all armed now. And you're not going to get the cabin ready signal until you arm the doors. So remember to do that. That is something that you don't have to do the 737 because there's no such thing, right? So I'll store the tablet now, we don't need you. Another thing I like to do on the taxi out is I go to flight information and just stop the tip request, okay, or the ATIS request if you're advancing, because you don't want any of these nuisance things to pop up when you are on your takeoff route. So sending, sent. Okay, excellent. And the cabin takes a couple minutes to get ready, so you can start our slow taxi. The 777, you want to taxi slow. Okay, so first of all, camera lights on so that you have a nice landing over here. And you want to taxi slowly. The reason is because on any turns, okay, I normally restrict myself to 8 knots, 190 degrees turns. Why? Because the aircraft is very long, okay, and you have the same turn rate in terms of degrees or radians per second, right? Because it's the same taxi wheel, and the aircraft is longer. That means that whoever's sitting up towards the ends, they will feel more acceleration, they will feel more of a centripetal force, right? Because you're further away from the center of the turn. So turn it slowly, taxi it slowly. It's a large aircraft, and you can take our time, right? Yeah, no rush. Okay, so release the parking brake. Wait for the ICAS message to disappear. There you go, parking release. On the NG, you probably need about it's regular to use 40% to brake away initially. Okay, especially if you're on the heavier side, but on 777, nah. I normally use about between 25 to maximum 30 if you're very heavy. Okay, and the aircraft will actually accelerate your lights on idle thrust, so make sure to keep the speed. So 8 knots, that's fine. Okay, so the takeoff, right, FMAs are going to be different. So auto throttle is automatically armed for you already. You're going to see thrust rep. So instead of saying at 1, and this may show heading select, this may be blank, you're going to see thrust rep, toga. Right, so that is the left side clear. Speed is really accelerating up to 12 knots there. Even on idle thrust, so top the speed, bring it down, about 8 knots. And you want to overshoot quite a bit. So normally I just make sure that the flight deck is over that taxiway line, and then I start the turn. So something about here. Okay, apply a bit of brakes because we are going to accelerate the turn. Right side is clear. Left side is also clear. Okay, very long aircraft, but I'll really overshoot. Not, it's kind of ugly. Okay, that was probably the cabin ready signal. Yeah. There you go, cabin ready. Excellent. Okay, increase thrust a little bit here. So normally I don't go more than 20 knots out on straight lines. In the 73 I may go up to like 30 knots on this, but 777, somehow large aircraft, right? You just don't want to taxi fast. Yeah, you just want to go slow. Alright, so passenger signs on brake RTO, TCAS off. And yeah, by the way, if you like to take a lot of external views when you are taxiing the aircraft, right, you're gonna miss that cabin ready signal. So because you see the message, the ICAS message disappears. So just don't stay in the cockpit for too long. Especially you won't hear the chime if you're not in the cockpit. Well, let's do the before takeoff checklist. Okay, before takeoff checklist has already been completed. So same thing, we have heading select. Okay, heading select. That thing will probably go to toga. So same thing at 450 feet. Whatever go mode. LNAV, if you have LNAV armed, it will come armed. Okay, so my bad. We should have disarmed LNAV. We don't want LNAV on. So heading select. Let's like we're braking here. So heading select toga. You're gonna see thrust ref toga, and then at 50 feet, if you have LNAV armed, you'll come armed. If not 400 feet, your thrust ref and VNAV speed. Okay, so it's a bit different than the 737. Yeah, 400 feet you already get it. On the 737 you will have throttle hold, right, all the way from 18 knots onwards. In the 777 it just shows hold, and then at 400 feet it goes back to thrust ref VNAV speed, which you should all enunciate because so you keep an eye on what the aircraft is doing. Okay, there you go, Tango 3. Okay, that's Papa 5. That should be Tango 3 up ahead of us now. That's Tango 4. Okay, so we've got a bit more to run. So normally the 73 you get 900. It goes to arm, and then at 1,000 feet, if that's your acceleration altitude, it goes to N1. Okay, on the 777, 400 feet thrust ref, and that's all that you're gonna see. Alright, so thrust ref is basically your N1. So whatever is commanded here, thrust ref means that the auto throttle will command that selected N1 over there. Okay, that's Tango 3, so Tango 2 is the next one. Okay, normally I keep a bit of lighting up here so I can see the controls here, especially at night, getting pretty dark. Okay, so approaching Tango 2, good time to start applying some brakes. Left is clear, right side clear, approach side looks clear too. Let's line ourselves up on the runway. Okay, so strobes can come on. Okay, so approach channel is clear, departure, and it's also clear. Excellent. Now on the 777, right, a bit of thrust side really accelerated, so I really recommend you only start applying thrust once you are lined up and ready to go. So weather radar, TCAS. Alright, checklist complete, we're ready to go. So okay, 55% N1, so no longer 40% N1, which is roughly the thing pointing at the EGT, end of the EGT over there. So we have stable, take off. Same click spot as in the 737. So thrust right.
80 knots.
Okay, checked, and we have thrust set.
V1. Rotate.
You're gonna realize that with the 777 you need to apply a bit more elevator input. Okay, we have lift off there.
Positive rate of climb.
You're up. Heading select. Thrust right, VNAV speed. Let's go flaps 1. So same thing, the 73, okay, once you're past that bump and accelerator, you can go to the next one already. So flaps up. Let's go autopilot here. So no longer command bay here. So I remember when I first started, like, I was looking for the autopilot there, but command bay is here. Okay, vertical speed please. 1,000 feet per minute. most lights and taxi light can come off because these are the nose gear anyway. So speed, vertical speed. So no longer you have FMC speed and MCP speed. Okay? No longer any more of that. It's just speed, vertical speed. And the VNAV page doesn't automatically come out, so you're going to press VNAV, or Alt. And once the flaps are up, you can do the after takeoff checklist. So after takeoff checklist complete. Okay, let's climb to, let's say, 6,000. Okay, 6,000. Oops, okay, heading select please. VNAV. VNAV there. So plus rev, heading select VNAV speed. And let's give ourselves a right turn of heading 230. Now, one thing that let's go flight level changer, and you see now it's reached thrust. So what's happening is that it's computing that, okay, you don't need that much thrust, that's why I'm retarding the thrust. Okay, 2,000 to go, but that's still a bit excessive, so let's turn this down. So we're very light here, 777, with a lightweight, gonna bust through your altitudes if you don't pay attention. Okay, so you need to pay attention to speed, vertical speed. 1,000 to go. And you realize that there's no more chime. So in the 73 you got that to alert you, right? So now it's just that thing turning white on this thing. That's all, no more chime. So you really got to be a bit alert. And then alright, let's say we've been cleared to flight level 150. So 150 please. Okay, same thing if you go VNAV, you thrust rate VNAV speed. And by the way, your alt to vents and your speed to vent buttons are just over here. Okay, so press this and press this. Plus your VNAV speed. And let's say air traffic control faces correct, go back. So let's do that. So go back. Same logic as the 737. Now back. And then okay. I'm gonna turn up brightness over here a bit there, so it's not so frosted. Okay, we're gonna shading, which is something that you must do in all modes. Go back is up there. You can see an incredible climb rate is 9,000 and around 4,600. Oh, that is just incredible. Yeah, I got a very nice view of Singapore there. Okay, probably about reaching 10,000 now. 10,000. That's same thing as usual. The aircraft accelerates to it's automatically targeted here, marked as no 5 watch, all because of no losing altitude, causing transition, standard once, twice, and 2 times. You get a bit of radar on over here as well. So one thing that you're probably not used to, right, is that the weather radar operation, because I never really used it before. We are 2,000 people. Vertical speed. Speed, vertical speed. The weather radar here, okay, operation is a bit different. So normally, by default, it's on auto mode, which you can tell because it's in at 1,000 people. Okay, so this number here, -1, tells you the tilt of the weather radar. So now it's in automatic mode, which means automatically it's controlling the tilt based on the aircraft's pitch. And so yeah, it's pretty smart. It can probably tell you what would be best for your aircraft and then kind of pitch on what setting you should be at. If you want to go manual, just deselect this. Okay, and you see the app there, so you can manually change the tilt. Right, so now it's -3, all the way up to +15 and -15. Okay, yeah, somehow it can't go to +15 in process 15, whatever. But anyway, by the way, it doesn't really work. I've tried playing around, but there's actually weather here that the tilt doesn't change the return. probably a simplification. Anyway, we are out. Let's go back to auto mode here. Let's release the messages, shall we? So, okay, no more ICAS messages. Let's go back to VNAV. So VNAV path. Okay, so let's slow down to the count speed of 25 eons. Alright, and then time. Okay, let's see, we are 36 miles per descent. Probably a good time to start firing the aircraft for descent. Alright, so same thing, the 737, we set MCP altitude message will come up this time descent. Okay, you got your descent forecast over here. So forecast transition level is automatically pulled from the navigation database, which is very nice. And you got now your recommended flight level, right? Recommended value 150. Yeah, that's fine. Optimum, look at that. It's insanely high because it's very lightly. But this 777 you actually cruise very well. And the reason for this is because the aircraft's wings are actually the wingspan is actually shorter than what is aerodynamically optimal. So the aircraft can fit into airports, right? And because of this, the cruising altitude is a bit lower because the aircraft doesn't have as much lift as it would really want to be aerodynamically. That's why the 777X can folding wings now to alleviate this problem. But basically that just means lower cruising levels, which means you're going to have to do more weather deviation. Because at lower altitudes below the triple pause, you're going to see a lot more weather. Alright, okay, so let's start setting up approach and landing. Okay, we'll use the FMC prediction here, 11.3 tons to touchdown, so that's 1.2 reduction. That means 1.8, 1.7 gross weight. We'll do flight 25 landing today. 134, probably going to use all the brake 3, yeah? So let's do a landing performance calculation here. Landing en route. Changi 201, flight 25, expected to land 181.7. That's fine, we just use this. NTIs and plus wings 2. Try runway. Okay, let's see how much. 2,000 meters. And it's fine, we'll vacate whiskey 7, not a problem. Okay, so cut the 5, auto brake 3 there on the I-class. Alright, okay. Okay, later on this I'm going to show you something that is a bit different from the 737 that you may not be expecting. Okay, it's something to do with speed window over here. Yeah, so one thing that I do realize about 777 is that while it's very similar to the FMC logic model, I somehow get the impression that this is there's less functionality, which you are about to see later. Somehow there's less functionality. Okay, anyway, let's get our 15 mile range. Okay, this is what I use in the 777, 15 miles and 7 miles per VNL. Okay. I'm going to change this to 8 here because Singapore they want 180 to 8, then the 150 to 4 mile final. Okay, 150 by 8, 150 to 4, so this is what I'm going to use. So 15 miles, you want to be at least flat 1. 8 miles, okay, I'm going to drop the gear, reduce the speed to 150 to 4 mile final, and then we can continue the speed. Okay, so we are flying somewhere over here. Okay, so yeah, we are still, okay, technically we are over Malaysia, Johor, but this part of Kuala Lumpur FIR, the ATC is still controlled by Singapore ATC. Air traffic services are still being handled by Singapore. So because it's to allow for this arrival corridor, Melon 3 Bravo arriving to Singapore. We're not flying there today, we can radar on this, but that's a bit of trivia for you. Okay, so let's give ourselves now heading, let's say heading 070 to select. Let's go descend down to 7,000. So do a bit of early descent. So watch this now. I'm going to push this. So those thrust, we have speed. there's thrust, you have speed. So we are on, so we do a 1,000 feet per minute descent. That's basically what happens in the descent normally. So usually you'll see they'll do about a 1,000 feet per minute descent down to your until it captures the path, and then you go VNAV path. So it's a bit different from what you'd expect in the 737. Some differences in VNAV, but roughly quite similar logic. Yeah, that's it. So we're gonna set the QNH. Okay, so let's do hop. Let's do a single request here. Singapore. Single request. Send it. Sending. Sent. Okay. Let's get the passenger signs on. Seatbelts. Come on. Okay, now it's going to the folder. Okay, what I wanted to show you right was that you cannot stay in VNAV path while changing the speed. It is something that you can do the 737. So you so FMC speed, whatever roll channel, and then VNAV path. Can't do that. If you press this, it automatically goes into speed. Oh, sorry, it automatically goes into thrust or thrust ref or idle, and then VNAV speed, which is a bit different from 737. Okay, let's hope our request comes to take. Okay, QNH is 1008, so it's the same as just now, exactly the same. 1008, please. Okay, no. So 1008. Set. And over here as well. There you go, 1008. Cancel that. Cancel the temp as well. Alright, below the transition level, I'm going to set local QNH once, twice, and 3 times. Get back to terrain display. Let's say we're cleared further to set 4,000 feet. Okay, and now, let's say 4,000 feet. I don't want to overshooting too much. We're going to use a bit of speed breaker, and you'll see that the speed breaks in this aircraft are very effective. So let me open the speed window here. Okay, and let me just move the speed. Let's say reduce speed to 20 knots. Okay. Yeah, you see that we are still descending at about 1,000 feet per minute, and look at how quickly our speed is dropping. Yeah, so in the 777 you don't want to use more than half speed brake unless it's really necessary, because it really is a very strong accelerating effect. Alright, let's do the descent checklist, please. Descent checklist, recall is check, notes check, auto brake, through data, landing data VF 134, notes 213, approach briefing complete. So we vacate Whiskey 7, taxi, turn right on Whiskey, taxi, Romeo, and then Romeo 8 back to A206. No problems there. Alright, 220 knots. Keep this speed breaker problem because I want to expedite my descent. The radar is overblown. Yep. Seletar Airport. Okay, so here is Hong Air Base. Got your central catchment area and all that. City is down there. Changi is over here. Okay, we are passing 10,000 feet now. Lights on. Okay, I use this as a mnemonic for clear for approach. So once we clear for approach, I normally turn this on. Clear for landing, this and this come on. Okay, restore the tablet, don't need that anymore. Let's do the approach checklist. So approach checklist, contemplates 1008, so once, twice, and 3 times, passing 8,400. Now that is checked. Approach checklist complete. Alright, airport is over there. We'll just continue on this setting over here. No problems. There. Okay, so landing for the 777. Okay. Okay, our approach and landing route rather. So normally the 737 you go flaps 5 for the descent idle, almost idle descent at 3 degree glide slope, right? The glide slope here today is 3 degrees. On the 777, basically you can think of everything as you have it ready, increasing by 1 notch of flap setting. So you want to descend on the glide at roughly flap 15. Today we are very light, so probably flap 5 will still work. But if you're heavy or the glide slope is thick, you want to be on flap 15 on the descent. Okay? Especially in the late part of the descent, you definitely want to be flap 15. And it's gear down flap 20. So 737 gear down flap 15, right? 777 gear down flap 20. And you realize that you need to flare a bit more. So the 737, very light flare, very late flare, you can still touch out nicely. The 777 is still quite responsive to flare, still very nice aircraft to flare, but you want to do so a bit early. So 30 feet start to flare. And you want to keep the auto throttle on, different from the 737, and which will automatically retard the thrust for you. So you're going to see idle. And yeah, normally I just keep the auto thrust for the entire flight. Alright, okay, so apparently I was not in fully auto thrust just now. Yeah, whatever. Okay, we are approaching 4,000 feet, 1,000 full. Let's continue to set through 1,500 feet. Okay, so 2,500 feet. Let's go flap 1, use speed 190 knots. So you are recommended to really have manual control the speed. Make sure the speed goes open once you're on the late stage of the approach. Okay, by the way, speed in that path here. Interesting. Okay, let's go flight level change. Yeah. Okay, so actually no, this is a good time to see. Okay, so you see VNAV path, right? If I open the speed window, okay, now we're in approach protection because I guess we are below the we're below the cleared. Below the approach altitude, but normally, okay, this will go to VNAV speed. Alright, speed break is level. Okay, thank you for the reminder. Thank you for that. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to flight level change. So thrust level change speed. Let's now, okay, now please give us a descent down to 3,000 feet. Let's turn. Okay, we are a bit above the localizer, so you can Charlie Hotel, that's cleared 9 dents. So let's see here, can we still recapture it? Yeah, I think we still can. So let's go turn right heading 140. Let's turn right heading 140. And from here onwards it's very similar to the hold. From here onwards it's very similar to 737. Just make sure it captures nicely. Things doesn't come yet. You want to be an idle thrust, my friend. So please give me idle thrust. Okay, we're okay. Never mind, we're below the glide, so no problem there. So let's go flap 5. Oops, okay, flap 5. So there's no more flap 2. Next flap setting will be 5 really. Why is it working 20? Okay, please give me flap 5. There you go, flap 5. Let's arm the approach. There's a clear the approach. Approach check is complete. So look. Let's reduce speed to 180 knots. Okay, overshooting slightly, but not a big problem here. Okay, let's have it on the rock page here and let's resequence it. So we're going direct to the bus now. Let's resequence this for the best approach. Flight slope is out. Okay, climb slope capture. So we want to be 180 miles, correction 180 by 8 and then up to 150 to 4 mile final. So we're going to drop the gear once we're 8 miles. Okay, all is complete. We just have the landing checklist left. That's nice. let's set the missed approach altitude, which is 5,000 feet here. So missed approach altitude 5,000 feet is set. So you can see we're pretty light now, so therefore, you know, we can still kind of hold the speed there pretty nicely. But if you are any heavier, right, you want to be else just, you know, get me out of hand quickly. Okay, coming up on 8 miles over here. Weather is pretty nice today.
2500.
With some pretty decent seaweed altimeter. Thank you for that. Okay, let's go flap 15 first. Gear down. Flap 20 and start reducing the speed. 150. Yeah, out the speed brake. And let's say we give our landing clearance up. Just clear ourselves now. So lights can come on. Bring the landing checklist up here, so we can, once it's completed, it'll be nice. So we want to be 150 to 4 mile final. Now, even though 150 is above the flap 25 reference speed, we definitely want to be extending out flap 25. Okay, because if you start extending flaps when you're at 4 mile final, you're not going to be stabilized. You're not going to be able to complete the landing checklist in time. So. Okay, there you go, flap 25, landing checklist complete. So larger aircraft, you want to be stabilized earlier. So most aircraft, most airlines, you know, they operate 777, the stabilized approach criteria for this larger aircraft will be about 1,000. Yeah, so make sure you're stable by 1,000 feet. Okay, all is looking good. With slack crossing to the left. Okay, all is good. Land 3, roll out, flare out. Okay, coming up 4 miles, so I can reduce down to 1, 3. Okay, let me just check here. Oh, it was 134, so that'll be 139 here. So reducing down to 139, and now is probably a good time. So because I'm lazy to trip, right, I'll wait for the thrusts and everything to be stabilized. Okay, the path, everything all stable, and then I'll disconnect the autopilot. Alright, so autopilot on, flight director. Okay, coming a bit below the glide here. Downdraft here, close the pitch a bit. So auto throttle is doing a good job of getting us the right speed and all that. Just do our best to maintain the beautifully set path, not deviate too much.
Approaching minimums.
Visual landing.
Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20, 10.
Okay, there you go, speed break up. That was a normal. The 30 feet flare, all will be nice. And you realize that the 777 has a tendency for the nose to stay a bit longer. The 737, the nose wants to drop pretty quickly. But yeah, it stays a bit. We will take this since we are here at 60 knots. The brake off. Install the reversers. Stop the flight type here. Okay, landing lights. Strobes. Weather radar. Flight director left and right. Off. Probably don't want to be that fast coming in Okay. So we're vacated. Let's keep the speed about 10 knots until we are fully completed the cleanup process. So we continue taxi whiskey, then turn left onto Romeo. And so we set these two here. This can come down to 3,100. This one can go back to 200 knots. So different from the 737. Okay, the default speed window here will be 200 instead of 100. Of course, your V2 speed is much higher. Auto brake off. T-gas come back to almost off. And that is pretty much the yeah, of course we're gonna store the speed brake tracking flaps. Let's go to the legs page. And you can see I'm fully under thrust, right? But look, the aircraft is accelerating. Yeah, that's how powerful your G90s are. Okay, Victor 8 is on the left, so the next turn will be Victor 9 and then Romeo. So you can see, you know, if you're used to flying the 737, the 777 really is a very similar aircraft to fly. Yeah, just got slight differences here at the VNAV. Okay, unfortunately, I wasn't able to really fully show it to you today, but basically, okay, if you're in VNAV path, and you're above the missed approach altitude, you're not in the so-called approach area yet. Okay, changing this will bring you back to VNAV speed. Yeah, so you get thrust or normally you get idle and you get VNAV speed. Yeah, so yeah, you get thrust, you get VNAV speed. So basically, it's different from 737 because 737 you can still stay in VNAV path. Okay, you just show FMC speed over here. But okay, if you're below the missed approach altitude, it stays in VNAV path, which is what you want, right? You don't want the aircraft to be suddenly getting into VNAV speed if you're on a non-precision LNAV VNAV approach. Okay, so remember 8 knots to turn, left side is clear, right side clear as well. Sometimes for really tight turns, even I think 8 knots is too fast. Yeah. Turning to the gate, you want to be about 5 knots. Don't be any faster than 5 knots. Okay, here we can increase the speed a bit, but no more than 20 knots on this taxiways. That's what's recommended in the airport charts. And overall, okay, you've flown the PMDG 737 a lot. Okay, I personally have flown it probably about 1,000 hours really over the past couple of years. Okay, the 777 is a very smooth aircraft to sergeant into, and you really appreciate that a lot of things don't have to be done by you anymore. In fact, I flown the 777 exclusively for the past 2 weeks since release, and then very recently I did one flight back the 737 and I was like, wow, okay, that's a lot to do to engine start. Yeah. But it does come back to you, it does come back to you. And overall, the 777, okay, had flying characteristics, very nice, flare and landing, very easy, as long as you are on path, on speed, okay, which you should be because all the throttle's managing it right. So, 30, start to flare, okay, and you nicely touch down the markers smoothly, and gently lower the nose. Okay, Romeo 7. Okay, and of course there's some nice quality of life. So we appreciate that, you know, the weather radar, you can actually get real returns now instead of, you know, just having blank. And also, you know, I can fly RF links, even though on the 777 I haven't actually flown any RTD AR approach with RF links before. Okay, Romeo 8 submit, just what we want. Let's start the APU now. Okay, right side is clear, left side is clear. Okay, 206 is the second stand left. Okay, I'm going to reduce the speed over here because okay, 3 knots may be a bit too slow lah, but forgive me, I'm using a button for the brakes, so I don't really have very precise braking control. Okay, 205, 206 coming up next. Let's turn off the lights over here in on line in ground crew, so turn off lights and come on. .206 is there. Okay, we'll be about 5 knots turning to stand. I'll probably go about 4 knots, okay, because I think the aircraft will accelerate because we are very light today. Okay, this is fine, 4 knots. Turn this off. And we'll visually guide ourselves to stand. So you want to overshoot quite a bit and use full tiller, because this was something about here. Full tiller probably work out nicely. Okay, thank you, I'm not even using full tiller just yet. Something about this. So it's a large aircraft, it takes some getting used to. I even undershot it, so you can overshoot a turn a bit more. So ensure that the center line runs through the magenta altitude on your PFD, and that should be nicely on center line. Okay, so we'll stop probably somewhere. Okay, you can stop quite far ahead. Something like that probably be good. Okay, wait for the parking brake set message to come up. Parking brake set, APU running, left and right engine, shut down. Okay, and you shut down the hydraulics in the same order that you turn them on, except in reverse. So these two come on, this one, these two, and then this. Okay, fuel pumps, turn them off. And engine will wait for below 20% in the meantime. Shut off the transponder, 2000 standby. Okay, below 20%, speaker can come off. Right, shutdown checklist. Parking brake set, shutdown checklist complete. And there you go, that's a very nice short sector complete in the PMDG 777. Very enjoyable aircraft to fly. Okay, you haven't got it, you fly the 737, I do encourage you to get this. Of course, the flying that you do, okay, in terms of like the airports that you can fly into, the more challenging approaches, probably the 737 is more suited to that. Okay, but long haul flight and flying a large aircraft, it's different. It's a different feeling. You really get the feeling of adventure if you're flying doing a long haul, right? The flight planning, crossing different terrain, different countries, different time zones, 12 hours. Well, it's a different kind of feeling. It's very enjoyable. Okay, and this aircraft, of course, like pretty much any other PMG product, is very, very good. And that's it. Okay, we'll leave the APU running. Let's say they set the shocks for us, so please set the shocks. Disarm all doors, thank you. Let's set the shocks. Let us request the ground power, and let us get forward 1 left stairs. Okay, so there you go. Veil, primary, external. APU will leave on for now. Okay, to cool the cabin. Actually, now we're leaving the aircraft, so why not? So just shut down the APU. So make sure that external power is there. APU off. And since chocks are set, you can release the brakes. Yeah, and because I use pretty much full reverse now, just now our fuel temps here 0.4, 0.5, that's really nothing. Alright, and thank you for watching. Any questions? Put them in the comments down below.